This woman is ridiculous.
Yeah, she's the absolute worst congressman we have in office right now.
Check out what she got to say. It's unreal.
Joining us now is the person you just heard, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett of Texas. She also serves on the House Oversight Committee. She's a busy lady. I want to hear about the stories that you heard when you were on the ground in Los Angeles for this hearing that we just teased, about the stories that immigrants...
This is crazy. This used to be MSNBC, now it's MS Now.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, this is the direction of the Democrat Party. They got 2 gay men.
Mm-hmm.
It's really bizarre, in my
like,
opinion.
when you think of Democrat Party, you don't really think of masculine men.
Right. They're just telling their host to match their audience.
You can't win. You can't have a successful party if your views and your policies do not resonate with masculine men. I mean, their whole approach is just so self-defeating. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Imagine
Not only are they like LGBTQ, but they're all like flamboyant.
Yeah.
LGBTQ.
Yeah.
some who are not U.S. citizens and some who actually might be U.S. citizens, and what they had to tell you guys.
Yeah, so first of all, we heard the story of a U.S. citizen who was on her way to work. And as she tried to tell them, listen, I'm a U.S. citizen, they would not listen, and she was taken into custody. We also heard.
You got to take whatever she says with a grain of salt because she's pushing a narrative. I'm sure
I don't
it happens
believe that at all.
Yeah, I'm sure it happens from time to time. Yeah. They make mistakes. Nobody's perfect.
It's because of the person they're dealing with. If you show them your driver's license and your social security number and say, I'm an American citizen, there's no way in hell they're taking you into custody.
Exactly, yeah.
Heard about just the conditions, the horrific conditions that human beings are being kept in, the unsanitary conditions. But here's the reality. We went to LA. I've been to Chicago to hear stories about, how much force is being used when people are being detained. But, I can go right home. And I know the stories of my constituents. I know about a young lady who's only 21 years old and had consistently showed up to her appointments, and she was nabbed at one of those appointments. Her family said, make sure she's got her diabetic medication. They tried to give it to them. They would not take it. Ultimately, 5 days later, when they didn't give her medication, they had to take her to a hospital. They then put her back into custody, and ultimately there were issues with literally, I won't get so graphic, but involving urine and some other things.
Feel free to get graphic.
Well, I mean, there were allegations that because they were actually depriving them of water, that they literally were having to drink their own urine.
It doesn't sound credible at all. They're forced to drink their own waste to survive while they're in the custody of ICE. Anybody with a brain know that sounds far-fetched and absurd. And she's trying to say the use of force they're applying on these people when they arrested them is excessive.
Well, they can use force if you resist. For some reason, on the left, they don't realize that cops can use force.
I think the left doesn't understand that concept.
They don't.
You resist, they have the right to use force.
Yeah.
This can't be America. But obviously, in Trump's America, this is exactly what he wants. And the idea that one person can get out of line and commit such a horrific crime as shooting two National Guardsmen that never, ever asked to be here. In fact, we know.
Wow. She's blaming our president for that terrorist that shot two National Guardsmen. That's Trump's fault.
They didn't ask to be there.
They're soldiers.
That's what they signed up for. And the president is the commander-in-chief.
They're soldiers.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So the young lady that lost her life, specifically, we're saying that this is a waste of time, but now you want to go against every single immigrant.
She's trying to use their deaths. I think he's still alive. She's so evil that she's trying to use their deaths
for political ploy. Ooh, look how bad Trump is. They should have never been there.
Yeah.
This is what these people signed up for. They're soldiers.
Yeah.
This is a disgusting woman.
Yeah. And I'm sure they never imagined something like this happening to them, but
that's why
there's crazy people in society.
That's why I say she is the worst congresswoman we have in office right now.
And she's talking
by far.
She's talking about running for Senate.
Please run for Senate. That means she can't run for the House.
I think she's losing a seat. I think they redistrict her area, so she's losing a seat.
She's screwed regardless.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. And it's frankly not who we are, because if that's the case, let's talk about the white supremacists and how many of them need to be kicked out of this country, because I can guarantee you I can track down more crimes that they've committed, because overall immigrants have a lower crime committal rate than white supremacists.
How is that if they came here illegally?
Yeah. How is that true when they came here illegally? They falsified documents to work here.
Yeah.
How can you say that honestly with a straight face?
You hear there's no pushback from them.
No logic.
They're just letting her run with all these lies.
That is such malarkey.
Yeah, what is he writing? Look at him. He's writing down something.
Yeah. Wow, they keep pushing that talking point that they commit less crimes than American citizens.
They commit less crimes than black people, I'm sure.
Yeah, but for them to make that argument is just so disingenuous, because they're just it's just a bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah.
But we don't want to talk about that in this country.
I mean, the FBI has for years said that homegrown terrorism is
Correct.
a much bigger issue than anything from any other country. One of the things that we keep hearing the president say is that he is going to denaturalize people. There should be people denaturalized, people who don't adhere to Western civilization values, whatever that means. I'm curious what you think about that, because one, it's not something he can do, right? He can't go around waving a wand and denaturalize.
Well, to denaturalize somebody, they have to do something heinous.
Yeah, and fraudulent when they became citizens.
Yeah.
When you take that oath when you become an American citizen, you take that oath to,
have an allegiance for this country,
for our country and our customs and cultures.
Yeah, but it has to
That's nothing new.
Yeah, but they can take your green card. They can take your visa. They can do all that, no problem. Because it's a privilege to be here. That doesn't give you a right to be here.
Yeah, you can lose your citizenship if your citizenship was gained by fraud.
Yeah.
Fraud, yeah.
Or if you do something heinous while you're a citizen. I think they can denaturalize you.
Yeah.
People, there's a process. Not supposed to.
Okay.
There's a legal process to that.
Yeah.
But what do you think is actually behind that? Because he probably knows that he can't do it. But what do you think he's trying to signal?
I think he is trying to do what he's always done, which is instill fear. He wants people to go into the shadows. He wants people to hide out the way that they're doing right now. People are not sending their kids to school. They're not showing up to work.
Well, they're not going to work and they're not taking their kids to school because they're in the country legally. So they have no choice.
Yeah. Are you for the American citizen or for illegal immigrants? You're trying to blame Trump for enforcing an immigration law. How crazy and how far left the Democrats have went these last 10 years. It's like amazing.
Yeah. He is wanting people to be terrified, and he only wants his kind of people on the...
I remember AOC.
His kind of people.
Yeah, I know, white people. Right. I remember AOC when Trump was out of office the first time around. There's like, we need to go after everybody that supported him.
Right.
Just for supporting him.
Right.
Him enforcing his laws, he's the evil one.
Right.
It does,
and they're making those threats now. When Trump is out of office, Democrats have been warning. Hey, Trump's not going to be your president forever.
Yeah,
the streets. He wants everyone else to kind of languish in the shadows. But we can start with the fact that he's married a couple of immigrants himself, and we can start there if we about to start denaturalizing. I'm just saying.
I mean, what is he even talking about?
I don't know. It's just a word sandwich.
Just not a rational, illogical thought. Everything's a lie.
Yeah, you'd never say on a right-leaning or even a moderate podcast. The podcast she attends, that she'll go on air for, is far left.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
They're laughing at her because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they agree with it.
You mentioned children not going to school as a result of the fear that's being instilled by the president. But something that we should...
they know they're in the country illegally.
Yeah, the schools are meant for American citizens.
Be talking more about, and that's children who are being caught up in all of this. ProPublica had a story out on Monday. ICE sent 600 immigrant kids to detention in federal shelters this year. It's a new record. In a majority of the cases we examined, kids ended up in shelters in ways government officials say they never would have in the past, after routine immigration court hearings or appointments, or because they were at a home or a business when immigration authorities showed up to arrest someone else. Once Once children are in shelters, the government is making it harder and harder for relatives or other adults who act as sponsors to get them back. The average length of stay has grown to nearly 6 months, up from 1 month during the presidency of Joe Biden, public data shows.
Yeah. This is the pro-life party. I just want to be clear. This is the party that says that, you know, they care so much about life until life actually shows up at their front door.
I like how Democrats conflate things.
Yeah.
Pro-life means, you know, the unborn child in your stomach.
Right. How do you conflate that with adults who are in our country illegally, and they're being punished, and thus they put their kids in that position?
They knew the risk. They knew what they were signing up for when they came into this country legally. They knew the ramifications if they get caught. They knew that.
Being pro-life and pro-immigration, I mean, you went from pro-life to immigration. You're like comparing apples to oranges.
Yeah, false equivalent.
Now, a rational person doesn't do that.
Yeah, well, just how they think on the left. That's a false equivalence.
Yeah, if you want to talk about pro-life, we can talk about pro-life. When we talk about immigration, talk about immigration.
Yeah.
But don't conflate things. It's just
to prove your point. It's just,
it's an idiot.
And this is also the party that supposedly is about Christianity. And I just imagine what they would have done to a little baby Jesus. But that's a whole other issue. You know,
hear them laughing.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because we're Christians, we can't have immigration laws. There's all types of scripture in the Bible about, you know, not breaking the law.
Yeah, about
respecting your neighbors.
Yeah, in their land and stuff like that. Yeah,
Christianity does not say we have to let people walk all over us.
Yeah.
It is really so heartbreaking. We know that under the prior Trump administration, it was the children in cages. So for me,
it was Obama's cages.
Yeah, who started that policy?
And he said this is a record, kids. I don't really take that. I don't even believe it. I take it with a grain of salt because everybody know President Obama he deported more kids and families than anybody.
Yeah.
For them to say this already a record and Trump's only been in office, 9-10 months?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't believe that.
Them to do better by children was not one of the things that was on my bingo card. I never expected them to do better. I expected them to do worse. And frankly, that is what they have done with this entire administration is they have made everything worse. Like it was bad the first time, so bad that he got kicked out of office. And then unfortunately, America got amnesia and somehow he ended up back in office.
He got kicked out of office. He didn't get kicked out of office. We knew what happened with that other election. He didn't get kicked out. And now she's claiming, oh, the American public got amnesia and that's why he's back in. Everybody knows exactly who Trump is.
Yeah.
Everybody knows why he didn't win that election in, 2020. Everybody knows why.
And it's because that damn superstar, he got, 81 million votes?
Yeah, and everybody's just going to forget that he's such a horrible person. They put him right back in office, and he won in a landslide.
Yeah, I wish they'd try to, convey a message that, okay, everything's worse. Based on what metric?
Yeah.
Joe Biden was in office, man. Inflation hit record highs this country's never seen before. And on top of that, I think it was between 18 to 21 million illegal immigrants came in through the southern border. I mean, you said things got worse his second term. Things was I would say was doing very well up until COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, you pointed out two metrics where we're doing better under Trump, and two metrics that Biden was doing worse than Trump.
Right.
She doesn't name any metrics.
Yeah,
it's just sharing opinions.
Yeah. So
and now he is literally terrorizing everyone, from children that are born in this country to children that aren't born in this country to adults. It is really sickening. And if we are really going to get back to where we are truly great in this country, it is going to take really looking at your neighbors and seeing their humanity. He was able to dehumanize people during the election, whether it was trans folk or whether it was the immigrant. He dehumanized. And if you study anything about the Nazis, that is where it all starts, is the dehumanization. And
she's claiming that he dehumanizes people. Then she goes to dehumanize him by comparing him to Nazis.
Yeah.
All in the same sentence.
When Trump says she's low capacity, I mean, it's on full display. She's showcasing how moronic she is.
How about this when Joe Biden was in office? All those illegals were doing horrible things to women, unaliving them, raping them, right? Where was this? Yeah, where was this? Where was this position then for them?
Yeah.
Did you ever stand up for these people? No.
Yeah.
You never stood up for those people.
These people have absolutely no criticism for their own party.
Yeah.
Absolutely none.
Yeah, I can't stomach any more of this. This woman sucks.
They're like, who believes her?
Stupid people.
I don't think they're stupid.
Well, they've been brainwashed to think the right is racist and don't welcome them, and
That's being kind.
they've been intolerant.
brainwashed. Hey, Chief, I done told you a million times. For you to be brainwashed, you got to have a brain.
To watch.